Okay, this is the second part of how to get started in web development. So yeah, earlier I talked about Bootstrap, which is a framework for CSS. The thing about some Bootstrap is that it's pretty easy to get started. You really don't need to learn CSS or even HTML. I mean, if I'm wrong, you can let me know, but I know that there are some people that are able to build websites solely using Bootstrap, not even HTML, unless it's to set it up, but that's about it. But yeah, this is on the website, Bootstrap website. It contains many wonderful components, which is the accordion, we have a breadcrumb, button, carousel, module. I really like module because it helps look how, hold on, this yeah, look how cool it looks pretty good. There's also cards. Cards is pretty popular because it helps on displaying items, any type of items, and I'll go over it in the future. Breadcrumb, breadcrumb, this is what breadcrumb is for navigation. Breadcrumb is used in conjunction with I think navbar. Can this is the navbar, the navigation bar. So yeah, and also carousel, that's one of my favorites. To slide images. There's also the complex one down there here. Yeah, Bootstrap, there's also Material UI. This one is also a CSS framework, but it is more fun when using React. And oh, this one is a different one. Hold on a second. Material UI. Okay. So yeah, this Material UI are used by React developer usually. I never use it apart for Bootstrap, but it should be similar. Like you could get a button here, right here. Yeah, you see it's similar than Bootstrap. We have rating. If you want to rate your website, you want to include rating in your website, that is pretty cool. We have also the icon. There's also icon in Bootstrap. I just didn't go over it. And there's also Bulma in Bulma JS. Oh, no, not that Bulma. Okay, yes, Bulma CSS framework. Bulma. Okay, yes, that's another CSS framework, which is I've heard is easy to learn. I haven't used it yet. It looks nice, pretty nice. The things about those CSS framework, they'll all look different, so you can like choose your favorites. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go over backend. I'm gonna go over the back end. So for the back end, to learn the back end, you have to understand the front end side, which is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and any of the oh, by the way, there's one thing I forgot to explain. JavaScript also have a framework, couple frameworks, which is Vue or even Vue, React, and Angular. React is not really a framework, it's more of a library, kind of like jQuery. Yeah, I'll talk more about them later. But I'm gonna wanna go over with with the back end. For the back end, you have to understand the latest version of JavaScript, which is ES6. Let me see if they have it here. ES6. ES6 is a JavaScript version. So latest JavaScript version. I don't know how late it is, but you need to understand ES6 in order to learn React or backends, the backends of web development. You still can understand backend, but it is useful. And without that, you won't be able to understand nodejs. Node.js is a backend framework. It is recognized as a backend framework, but Node.js is not really a backend framework because it could be used as a front end as well. Actually, if you use Node.js as a backend, as a front end, it will be easier for you to I'll talk more about it in the future, but the thing is about using Node.js as a front end. You will not really need to use React, but I'll talk more about it. It's very hard for me to explain. But the things about there's one technology named Webpack. Webpack is a framework that is used to combine all the JavaScript file together. And when using React, you don't need to use Webpack because React does it for you. But with Node.js, if you use Node.js as a front end, you will need to use Webpack. And then you can go from there, you can normally use Node.js as a front end and also look for other JavaScript technology to compensate for the lack of because React is a very useful technology. It's a very useful framework. It, it has a lot of stuff like Webpack, and I'll talk more about it, but I'm going to stick to the general explanation of how to get into web development. So I'm not going to get into the detail of it. Okay, the next one is MongoDB. MongoDB is a database for web development. They also have another database named MySQL. MySQL is another database that they use in the back end. There's also PostgreSQL, etc. So yeah, the back end it's not as complicated as most people think. It's actually pretty fun. You just have to understand that we have a navigation system also. There's a navigation path in the back end. There's the database, which is MongoDB. And yeah, that's about it. I'll talk more about it in details. So